Welcome to BX Fight Club. We hope you learn how to really fight. Recently, I have seen many videos on the internet about punching and striking with power. When I view such a video, I look and I don't care how pretty they are. I just want to know what works, and so I take what works from them. What I have witnessed so far has not been very impressive. Not many folks explain, whether they know or not, where power in striking comes from. And that is what I am interested in.
When you're gonna punch, okay, when you're gonna punch, you wanna find your weakest hand and you wanna put it forward, okay? You wanna put it forward, and then you want to, it's like Satan's crow is flying over top of us, interrupted. And then your power hand is...
Your power hand is the one that sits over your back leg. In my case, I have had many injuries in shoulder, and so I have had to change my stance so that my power hand is now in place of the jab hand.
And I had to adapt so that my weaker hand is coming from the back, because
we focus on power because in self-defense, it is not about lasting 5 rounds, because most times guys are stood up or there are interruptions for rounds. We are interested in displaying and acting out power in order to injure our opponent, because we are not interested in getting to the next round. We just want to get the out of there. Even more important is our style, our system incorporates the fact that we want to strike in order to make a way for us to get closer to our opponent so that we may do that kind of damage.
That bite has moved them enough that they're bleeding too much, whatever. And as soon as I said bite, everybody goes, what the heck kind of system is this? Well, it's what works, okay? So I want to show you, but punching, if you do want to punch to get in, which is what I suggest, okay, then you want it to have power, right? Okay, you want it to stun them. You want to take them off their game, to stop their motion, okay? I'm going to go regular stance right now, something that I don't usually do, okay? So what happens is a punch is not... you'll see a lot of fighters in the past. If you ever watch Pride FC, it's the old precursor, or well, it is kind of the UFC, kind of the same time, but it had the better fighters at the time, probably because they were doing no drug tests and everybody's cranked up and fast and strong and all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, it attracted the best of the best, okay? And you'll see a lot of guys who were jiu-jitsu and wrestling guys all of a sudden doing stand-up. But you take a look at a lot of their punches, and their punches didn't do a whole lot. They were only to get, like I said, to get in, to grapple, to take down, to submit, to whatever, ground and pound. Now, in so doing, you saw a lot of guys, and I'm going to say this, Vanderlei Silva, they called him the Axe Murderer. Just a violent individual, right? Just a violent individual. But his punches were always arm punches. People didn't get that. It wasn't how strong they were. It was the amount that he threw at the guy in order to get in, clinch, and knee them almost to death kind of deal. So, now, then you take a look at guys like Bas Rutten, Stipe Michalik from UFC, all these guys, and they know how to throw a punch properly. So Kevin Randleman, surprisingly as a wrestler, learned how to throw a punch really good. He knocked out Crow a couple of times. But anyways, let's get past it. So what we're doing is this, okay? So your punch, okay? I'm gonna go back here. Your punch is never your arm first. This kind of punch, okay? This kind of punch right here, boom, like this.
Your body should never be stiff when you are punching.
Your arms are. Now you may be a monster strong guy. Who knows? Maybe it'll do some damage. I don't know. But anyways, that's all the power you're getting. All the power you're getting is just simply from your arms, okay? And so that's why you'll see some guys who are really big and they hit, and we call them pillow fist.
In Japan, they are known as sissies.
When you're fighting a guy and the adrenaline's going, the adrenaline's really rocking, you're gonna look and you're gonna see all of a sudden this guy is taking all this big guy's punches, right? Then this smaller guy who's learned how to punch properly whacks somebody and puts them right out, lights out, okay? All right? So, first thing I want you to realize is when you're doing a punch, okay, the first and best thing to do, okay, is to use your body, get your body behind it. And that means moving. So what you do is you get on your toes, okay, you don't stay on your heels, and you learn to move in and out. So a lot of guys I train, for the first number of times they don't even punch really. I get them just moving in and out, okay? So first thing first, okay? Knees bent, okay? And shoulders want to be above your hips all the time. Okay? When you lean over like this, okay, there's too much weight on your front leg, you can get a boot.
Although rare, a boot to the leg when in this position can cause injury.
When your head is and shoulders are not on over top of your hips, then you are susceptible to somebody grabbing you and pushing you and pulling you off balance, okay? So what you do is sit down like you're sitting on a stool or a bike, okay? Let me move back a bit, okay? Sit down like this, okay? Shoulders over top of your hips, okay? So, shoulders over top of your hips, okay? Next thing you want to do is, like I said, okay, guys, just to do this for the first number of practices, hold your hands up, okay? A punch that goes out needs to come back where? Needs to come back to cover your jaw, up to your face, or like that, okay? Because you come pulling back like this, protecting your face, pulling down to protect your ribs, okay? Moving sideways to protect your solar plexus, okay? But it's always, it comes out, it should come.
A punch that goes out must come back and return to the same place.
Should each time come back in. Okay? So the first thing I get guys to do, okay, is to simply jump forward and jump back. Jump forward and jump back. So I would suggest that when you start off learning the power punch, jump forward and jump back. Now, you're thinking, Gooch, what the heck are you doing?
This is real technique. Do not be fooled into thinking it is effeminate dancing.
Bruce Lee actually figured this out with his 1-inch punch, which I think is kind of bunk, but anyways, nonetheless, he figured this out, that if you have your body motion behind your punch, it's no longer just the power of this arm, it's the whole power of your body moving forward, right? Okay, so when I punch, okay, if I can move my whole body as I punch, okay, then my whole body is now joined my arm with that power, that weight, okay, boom, like that, okay? So that's your first thing. So move back and forth, your first drill. Pocket, out, into the pocket and out, okay? First drill. Second drill, okay, is gonna come from your shoulders and hips. Everything really generates from the hips, whether it's a Thai kick, or not, okay, Thai kick or whatever, all your power generates from your hips. So you're gonna say, Gooch, again, speak English. So when you punch, okay, your shoulders should be moving, right? They should be moving, because your upper body, right? Your upper body is now, you're getting, when you go trying to punch like this, right here, there's my punch, okay? Now,
your range and power is limited.
Okay? Now, if I move my shoulders, I've got another 6 to 8 inches of reach and potential energy, okay? Because whole body.
The weight and momentum of my body now follow my fist in power.
Starts. Cooch, speak English. Sorry. Okay. It starts from the hips, okay? So your punch should actually follow your hips.
Add to your body the rotation of your hips for more power.
I'm standing up right here. My hips should move first. My hips should move, then my shoulders, then my punch. My hips, and I'm rotating on the balls of my feet. Okay, I'm rotating. That's why I'm not sitting heel down like this, because I want to be able to rotate. If I'm not on the balls of my feet,
Make sure you are not flat-footed while doing this.
my momentum, my range of motion for my hips and my shoulder is stunted. Shoulders, okay? It's stunted. If I just do that. Now, if I go on the ball, okay, see? If I go on the balls of my feet, okay, it's the same with the hook, right? Right? Okay? So, you're on the balls of your feet, your hips move first, okay? I'm going to really accentuate this. That's a big word for you. Feel free to use it. Okay? I'm going to accentuate. So my hips move, my shoulders, and then my punch. Okay? Now, if I can add that together with moving in, okay? So now I'm going to shoot forward. Now I've got the energy from
The combination of my hips leading with my shoulders and fist following and me rotating on my feet is devastating. Hi!
hip and shoulder roll, but there is with a jab, okay? I step in, I shoot in with my body, right? And my hips go like this, and my arm extends out, okay? And then back in, and then back, okay? So here we go. So I'm gonna do it real slow. You ready? I'm gonna do it real slow. So, I bounce in, okay? Hips, shoulders, punch, okay? Then back and up. Here goes my body, okay? Hands are up. They're covering all the time, okay? Now I'm gonna shoot in. Here goes my body's power. Now I've got power step, power piece number 1. Body moved in, so I've got that power. Now my hips move, my hips rotate. I'm on the balls of my feet. My hips rotate. Hip shoulder rotates, and that punch comes up. Okay?
Now move back out of the pockets in order to avoid getting hit by your opponent.
Bang, we're there to win. Okay? Or clasp onto him. Get the
Or else clinch with your opponent in order to take them down to the ground.
in power from my body, okay, as my hips rotate and my shoulders, and then out comes that snapping jab, okay? What's it look like in full motion? Ready? Are you ready? Okay. Okay, 4. Okay. There's your straight punches, power. Now, let's try our hook, okay? Let's try our hook. So hook is gonna be the same thing, okay? It's about your punches, your fists following your hips and your shoulders, okay? So, from this side, from right straight on, right like this, okay? I'm gonna do a hook, a left hook. So, I step in, or a lot of hooks are stepping back, okay? But we'll just step in this time. So step in, my hips will rotate, my shoulders will follow, and there we go, okay? So step in, bang, hips already rotated, hip and shoulder, and now it's just whipping.
Oops.
Now that's you can also do, so if your fist, as long as your 2 knuckles, that's where you want to hit, your 2 knuckles, okay? Line up down your arm, okay? You can also go sideways like that, okay? So bang in, okay? Okay? Right hand, power hand, okay? Power hand. Step in, it's that power. Hips rotate already. Hips and shoulders. Okay, and back out. Maybe do it. Okay, always the hips. Always the hips. You're saying, JG, you're breathing out kind of funny when you do that. It's almost like I'm doing weights, okay? I'm letting out at the top of the motion, okay? Gives me that power. Gives me more power. Okay, breathing out. Okay, uppercut. How do we deal with that one now? Okay, it's going to be the same thing. Body, body, body first, right? Okay, so actually with the uppercut, you see a lot of guys go just like this. What you really want to do is this. You want to drop, and this is why it's important to do body squats. You come in, okay, you drop, and your whole body starts to move first. Boom. Okay, here we go. Body's down, body starts to carries the motion, right? Okay, once again, hips are down, in and boom. Okay, okay, boom. Okay, it's your legs and your body doing like that. Okay. All right. So that is power punches. If you get those things down, realize that your body is leading it, then your hips, then your shoulder. Do this slowly. Slowly. Don't try to do it fast at first. Do it 1,000 times slowly. Then move on to speed, right? Okay. And then it'll eventually look like this. Body, hips, shoulders, go work on it. Woo.
Oh, you all come back now. You are here?